Sukhi Hotu and welcome to the Buddhist Mahavihara's Facebook page. We are going live today from the Buddhist Dhamma Dana series that we hold every Friday and Sunday evening. Before we go further, we wish to recommend to you to subscribe to the BMV Dhamma Dana series YouTube channel. There are more than 160 past recordings. In fact, today we already have 169 recordings of the BMV Dhamma Dana series. So there is a wealth of Dhamma sharings that have been uploaded there. So in case you miss some past Dhamma sharings or wish to play back as a refresher, all you need to do is subscribe to the BMV Dhamma Dana series YouTube channel, and you will have access to all of them. This evening, we have a very interesting topic titled Controversial Issues During the Life of the Buddha. This interesting Dhamma sharing will be conducted by Venerable Professor Dr. Devadatta Abhayatissa Thera, who has previously given another good Dhamma sharing under this BMV Dhamma Dana series. Sometime last year, he has done one sharing. All right, so hi Bhante. Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
And welcome to our Buddhist Mahavihara Dhamma Dana series. We are appreciative to have you this evening to talk about this interesting topic, controversial issues during the life of the Buddha. In fact, from my own experience, this is my first time listening to this topic, so very, very interested. So for those not familiar, we will give an introduction on Bhante. Venerable Professor Dr. Devadatta Abhayatissa Thera is a professor and senior lecturer at the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies at the University of Sri Jayewardenepura in Sri Lanka. He holds a bachelor's degree in arts before completing his master's degree in art in 2004 and philosophy in 2007 from the University of Kelaniya. Venerable Professor Dr. Devadatta Abhayatissa also completed his PhD in Buddhist Studies from the University of Delhi in 2010. He then went on to attain his professorship in Pali in 2015. Venerable Professor Dr. Abhayatissa holds both academic and administrative positions at the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies at the University of Sri Jayewardenepura in Sri Lanka since 2011 up until now, with records of contributions to the university and the country. As a distinguished professor, Bhante has written various Buddhist articles for newsletters, performed Buddhist research works, presented in various Buddhist conferences, and authored 11 books, with one of the books titled The Pali Reader, a guide to the Sinhala and Burmese scripts used in the Buddhist canon that was published in 2003. Now I'll hand over the studio to Bhante to begin this evening's Dhamma sharing.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Name acharyo atti sadiso mena vijjati sadeva kasmin lokasmin nathi me patibuggaloti. Dear friends in Dhamma, I first like to pay my respect to Venerable Dr. Kirinde Dhammaratana Nayaka Thera, who advises for all these good activities, and also the gentleman, Mr. Tilak, and the madam who introduced me, and also the participants here. Here, in this Vesak season, I would like to give a sermon about the controversial issues during the life of the Buddha. Actually, this sermon I decided to give because there are a lot of controversial ideas among the people, those who do not understand and do not really know the character of the Buddha. The time of the birth of the Gautama Buddha in India was an era in which many religious traditions emerged. Many people in this age tried to find out what the truth is. Among them were 6 well-known top teachers. In names, they are Alara Kalama, Uddaka Ramaputta, Ajita Kesakambala, Sanjay Bellattiputta, Pakuda Kachayana, and Nigantanatha Putta. Many other religious teachers and religious traditions were formed at that time. Discovering the truth of the Supreme Buddha can be considered as the fulfillment of hopes of all those truth seekers. The character of the Buddha is great, incomparable. Some things in such a noble character cannot be decided by the ordinary mind. Ordinary people sometimes mistakenly question the character of the great Buddha. My attempt is to correct some such misconceptions according to the Buddha's teaching or Tripitaka and Nattakatha. I think here it is more appropriate time. This is very appropriate time to talk about it in this Vesak season. In this sermon, I have taken such 5 questions to be discussed. First of all, for your easiness, I'll tell you those 5 questions. First question is it unfortunate that the mother of Prince Siddhartha, Bodhisattva, died 7 days after the birth of the prince? Second question, is it fair for the Siddhartha Bodhisattva to leave the house or household life, leaving Prince Rahula and at the day of his birth and the very obedient wife Yasodhara? My third question is, did Buddha get enlightenment because he practiced self-mortification? Because many people say after practicing self-mortification he attained Nibbana. My fourth question is, are the daughters of Mara, Tanha, Arati, Raga, these are the daughters of the Mara. Are the daughters of Mara the thoughts of Buddha that arise in his mind? My fifth question is, did the Buddha pass away from eating pork? Sukara Mansa. Here, one by one questions I will take to discuss. First one, is it unfortunate that mother of Prince Siddhartha Bodhisattva died 7 days after the birth of the prince? This is a good question, and also some people, those who want to abuse or condemn the life of Buddha, they say, oh, Buddha's mother or Bodhisattva's mother died after 7 days of his birth, then he is not a lucky person, he is an unfortunate guy. Even though, according to the Mahapadana Sutta in Digha Nikaya, we can see this is as a nature, Dhammata. It is said, Dhammata esa bhikkave sattaha jate bodhisatte, bodhisatta mata kalang karoti, tusitang kayang uppajjati. I am at the Dhammata. If you know Pali, you can understand. It is said, Dhammata esa bhikkave, O monks, this is a nature. Sattaha jate bodhisatte, bodhisatto kala, sattaha jate bodhisatte, bodhisatta mata kalang karoti. After 7 days of the birth of Bodhisattva, the mother of Bodhisattva demises. That is Ayametta Dhammata. This is a nature of Bodhisattva Mata. Actually, before Bodhisattvas conceive, or before he come to the mother's womb, he looks at 5 things: time, country, area, and clan, and the mother. When we discuss about the topic of mother, the mother should be virtuous one, generous one, and also she should not be a very much lustful person. Those things are the qualities of Bodhisattva Mata. And also, they are clearly said, Bodhisattva conceive in the mother's womb when she has only 10 months and 7 days left in her life. So, you have to understand, Bodhisattva, first of all, look at mother's age. Here also a very important thing. You know, Mahaprajapati Gautami, the younger sister of Mahamaya, she passes away at the 80 years of the Buddha. So difference, Mahaprajapati Gautami and Buddha, 40 years. They had 40 years age difference. So Mahamaya is the elder sister of Mahaprajapati Gautami. So she should be 40 plus lady. It is clearly said in Mahapadana Sutta and Mahapadana Sutta Attakatha, Bodhisattva do not enter to the mother's womb when she is very young. And this is the time she had to die. So we have to understand, not because of Bodhisattva's birth she died, but having looked her lifespan, Bodhisattva conceived or Bodhisattva came to her womb. That is very important thing. First, he looked at the time to live and then became pregnant, came to her womb. And also, here it is said the Bodhisattva mother gives birth to the child standing upright. It is also Dhammata. There are a lot of Dhammatas or natures we can find in Mahapadana Sutta. So I have mentioned why Bodhisattva passed away, Bodhisattva Mata passed away after the 7 days of his birth. That is not a fault, or that is not unfortunate of the Bodhisattva. That is a Dhammata. And also she is a lady who has come life to life wishing to be the Bodhisattva's mother. I have prepared the second question. Second question is it fair for the Siddhartha Bodhisattva to leave the house or household life, leaving Prince Rahula on the day of his birth and the very obedient wife Yasodhara. Some people, when they are talking about Bodhisattva, they say this is unfair, bad activity, according to them. If Buddha was in this time, sometime they will go to the court, or they will go to human rights or child rights or women's rights. But we have to understand this. Bodhisattva had very deep determination to help the people, including Yasodhara and Rahula. See, after the enlightenment, Buddha went to Queen Mahamaya's place. She was in Tusita, Devaloka, and preached Abhidhamma. 1/3 of Tripitaka is taught to Mother Mahamaya. Then she was benefited by the Buddha. King Suddhodana, he is also benefited. He passed away having become an enlightened one. And also Bimba or Yasodhara, she became a nun and she became an arahant, and she is no more in this life cycle. What about Rahula Kumar? Rahula also became a monk and he became an arahant. They are no more in the life, or they no more in the life cycle or samsara. If Siddhartha, Prince Siddhartha did not renounce, what would have happened to his wife and children if he had not left home? What are the benefits they get if he had not left home? There are a lot of husbands, fathers, those who are in the home, and they get older and older and die one day. This is their life. Then this is not something very special in the mankind of the world. This is normal thing. But because of the renunciation of Siddhartha Gautama, Siddhartha Bodhisattva, they were benefited with admirable gifts. What are those gifts? Getting rid of this life cycle or getting rid of this samsara. Then they are the people, those who are lucky to have such kind of husband and such kind of father. Then if somebody say it is unfair, it is not good action to live household life, that is something according to that is something they say according to their general idea. My third question: did Buddha get enlightenment because he practiced self-mortification or atta yoga? Many say Buddha became to enlightenment, or Buddha became to Buddhahood after practicing self-mortification. You know, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. In Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, it is clearly said, Dveme bhikkave anta pabbajitena sevitabba. The person who wants to get rid of this endless samsara, he should not practice these two extremes. What are those two extremes? One is Kama Sukallikana Yoga, that is called self-indulgence, and the other one is self-mortification, Atta Yoga. Buddha did not attain Buddhahood by practicing Atta Yoga or by practicing self-mortification, but he became enlightenment after giving up the self-mortification. Practicing self-mortification was only useful to understand that is something to be give up. To understand that is something to be give up. It was good, but he did not attain Nibbana because of practicing self-mortification. Even today, the people think to attain Nibbana, one should practice very hard life. One should practice very hard practices. But that is totally wrong. The person who practice very hard life, it is not helping to become enlightenment, then he become very tired. But if a person practice sila, samadhi, panya, virtuous life, and mindfulness and wisdom, if he cultivate the prajna, vipassana, mindfulness and insight meditation, then only he can attain Nibbana. And also some people think middle path is also in between these two practices. What are those two practices? Self-mortification and self-indulgence. That is also incorrect. Coming in between or coming to the middle is not the path. Middle path means not coming in between, but middle path is the path of one and only path. The word middle path is also wrong. There are two places we can see the Majjhima word used in Tripitaka. One place is Majjhima Desana in Kacchanugotta Sutta. You better prefer Kacchanugotta Sutta. In Kacchanugotta Sutta, it is clearly said, Sabbang attiti ayamekuanto, sabbang nattiti dutiyoanto, etete uboante anupagamma, majjena tatagato dhammang deseti. Tathagata says, or Tathagata preach Dhamma majjena, that Majjhima Desana. What is Majjhima Desana? It is clearly said Majjhima Desana is the central teaching of Buddhism. So word Majjhima has meaning central or main. So Majjhima Patipada is also the main practice. So Buddha did not attain Buddhahood, but not because of practicing self-mortification, but practicing sila, samadhi and panya. That is also very important thing to think. My fourth question. There are many people say, I don't know, the people, those who are in abroad, in Sri Lanka, some people say the Maraditus, you know Maraditu, the daughters of Mara, they think the daughters of Mara are the thoughts of Buddha that arise in his mind. What do you think about that? Do you think Maradutika or Tanha Arati Raga came to the Buddha? Are some supernatural or natural beings, or some thoughts of the Buddha? It is clearly, I can say, it is clearly some external thing, some supernatural or natural being. Because nobody can say Maraditus or Tanna Rati Raga are the thoughts of the Buddha, because Buddha meet this Tanna Arati and Raga at the fifth week of his enlightenment. After 5 weeks, when he was in Ajapala banyan tree, under the Ajapala banyan tree, at that time, Mara was very unsuccessful. There is a sutta in Sangyutta Nikaya Sagataka Vagga. It is said, Ekan Samyam Bhagava Uruvelayang Virati Najja Neranjaraya Tiri Ajapara Nigrodhe. Buddha lives in Ajapala Nigrodha in the area of Viranja. They are Tenako Pansamen Maro Papima Sattavassani Bhagavantang Anubandhu. Papima Mara, the Mara followed the Buddha 7 years. Sattavasan. So before the enlightenment 6 years, and after the enlightenment 1 year, Mara followed the Buddha. So Mara, after the enlightenment of Buddha, he now Buddha cannot be defeated. Then he was very upset, and he was thinking, sitting somewhere. So 3 daughters of Mara came to him, and they asked, "Dear father, why you are in upset mood? Why you are in sorrow? Can we do something for you?" He said, "My daughters, I could not be able to catch Lord Buddha. Now he is not returning again to the worldly life. Now he is a super mundane life. See, he's in super mundane life. He attained Nibbana or Buddhahood. Then these 3 Mara daughters went to the Buddha. It is clearly said in Mara Ditu Sutta. Actually, it is the following sutta of Sattavassanubandha Sutta in Sannyutta Nikaya. Atako Tannacha Araticha Ragacha Mara Ditaro Yena Bhagavate Upasankaminsu. Upasankamitva Bhagavantangi Tadavochung Padete Samana Parichare Mati. Atako Bhagavana Manasakase Yatatang Anuttare Upadi Sankhe Vimutto. So, Tanna Arati Raga went to the Buddha and danced, asked the Buddha to come to them, and they wanted to satisfy Buddha with some sort of mundane activities. However, the Buddha rejected them. Then they were defeated. So, we have to understand this is not a thought of the Buddha had in his mind. So, it is clearly said Buddha cannot defeated by the any other external person or external some kind of force. So in Magandhi Sutta also, Panchame Saptahe Ajapala Nigrodha Mule Nisidi Tasmin Same Maro. Yes. In Magandhi Sutta also we can see Buddha was sitting under the Ajapala tree at 5th week of his enlightenment. So clearly, this incident happened in the 5th week of his enlightenment, after his enlightenment. So, Mara Ditu, the daughters of Mara are not something arise in the mind of the Buddha. And also, I have 5th question to discuss. Did the Buddha pass away from eating pork? This is very famous question. Did Buddha pass away from eating pork? There, in Mahaparinibbana Sutta, it is clearly said, Atako chundo kammaraputto tassaratya achena sake nivesane panitang kadaniyang bhojaniyang patiyadapetva pahutancha sukara maddavang bhagavato kalang arochapesi. What is the meaning of this? Atako chundo kammaraputta, chunda kammaraputta, the household chunda, tassaratya achena, after that night, Sake Nivesana in his home, Panitang Kadaniyam Bhojaniyam Patiyada Petva, having prepared delicious meal. Pahutancha Sukara Madhavam Bhagavato Kalang Arocha Pesi. Pahutancha Sukara Madhavam, having prepared Sukara Madhava. In Mahaparinibbana Sutta, only this word comes, Sukara Madhava. What is Sukara Madhava is? What do you think? In other places, we can see in clearly we can see in it is Manapadai Sutta. In Manapadai Sutta, Manapadai labate manapam, manapam me bhante sampanna kolakam sukara mansa. There was a person called Ugga. He's a household. Ugga once went to the Buddha and he said, you have taught us Manapadai labate manapan, the person who gives manapa. Manapa means what you like. If you give what you like, then you get what you like. Then I like Sukara Mansa. Then I prepared Sukara Mansa and brought it to you. But it is clearly said Sukara Mansa, not Sukara Madhava. But there is a doubt about the word Sukara Madhava. In Attakatha, this has been taken to the discussion very widely. In Attakatha, it is said Sukara Madhavanti, Nati Tarunassa, Nati Jinnassa, Eka Jettaka Sukarassa, Pavatta Mansang, Thankira Muducheva, Siniddancha Hotitang, Patiyada Petva, Sadhukam Pacha Petva, Attu Eke Bhananti. Eke Bhananti means some people say, see, some people say, Sukara Madhavanti, Sukara Madhava is Nati Tarunassa, Nati Jinnassa. Not very young, but not very old. The Sukara means pig. It's pork. Tankira Muducheva Siniddanchoti, it is very soft. And it was given to the Buddha by Chunda Karmaraputta. There are two Chundas. One is Chunda Sukarika. He is the person who killed the pig, the pork seller. But this one is another one. His name is Chunda, but he's a Kammara Putta, householder, or some person who has some business or trader. Then one idea is this is pork. The other idea, Sukara Madhavanti Pana Muduodanasa Pancha Gorasa Use Pachana Vidanasa Nametam Yata Gavapanang Nama Pakanamanti Kejibananti. There are some words which are used, some names of the animal, but it does not say it is a part of that animal. Sukara Madhavanti Pana Muduodanasa Panchagorasa Yusapana Pachana Vidanasa Nameta Yata. Yes. Soft rice with ghee. It is said soft rice with ghee. So they reject that this is the pork, but this is rice, some soft rice with ghee. And also Attakatha gives another meaning. Sukha Madhavang Nama Rasayana Vidhi Tampana Rasayana Satte Agachati. What is Rasayana Sattha? Rasayana Sattva means chemistry. In chemistry, it can be seen some Sukara Madhava, word Sukara Madhava, it is some chemical. That is not the meat of pig or pork. And also, Sukara Madhava word only used in this place at the Buddha's final meal. Buddha's final meal. So, we have to understand the word Sukara Madhava has many ideas. So, nobody can say Buddha passed away after eating pork. Sometimes it could be pork, sometimes it doesn't. Because in the other places, Sukara Mansa, word Sukara Mansa, exactly pork word used, but here another word used. And also, my idea is not this. I don't need to say you what the Buddha took as his final meal. But most important thing, Buddha did not pass away because of something what he ate at his final as his final meal. Buddha did not die because of some the thing what he ate. That is the thing. Why? Three months ago, when he was in Chapala Chaitya, he said to the Mara, because Mara comes after the Buddha and he invites, he asks to the Buddha to attain Parinibbana, demise, death. Then Buddha says, you do not have to worry. Buddha dies in 3 months. The Buddha consciously gave up his life there. In Pali, it is said, Appasukko tvam papima hohi. You do not have to worry. Nachiran Tathagatasa Parinibbanam Bhavisati. Tathagata will die soon. Ito tinnam masanang achen after 3 months. So, Satena Sampajanena Ayu Sankaro Satto. Buddha gave up his Ayu Sanskara. The Buddha consciously gave up his life there, life span. So, the thing we have to understand is Buddha passed away. He had taken Sukara Madhava. We don't know what is Sukara Madhava. Some people say it is something like mushroom. It is something like bamboo parts. Some say it is a chemical. Some say it is rice with ghee. However, the thing we have to understand is he passed away, but not because of what he ate, but because he promised Mara that he will die after 3 months. And also, we have to understand this. If he did not eat something that day, if he did not even drink a cup of water, don't he die? He dies. He passes away. Why? He has already decided. So, for these 5 questions, many people give several types of answers, and many people discuss this in many ways. Then I wanted to give some idea according to the teachings of Buddha, or teachings coming in Tripitaka. This is Vesak season. So we should understand the sacredness of the Buddha. Buddha is not a natural human being. He is a supernatural. But somebody can say he is natural because he was born, he ate and he died. But after he becoming his enlightenment, he was different person. And also, in his birth also he was different. Why? He was a person who has fulfilled lot of paramis, fulfillments in his previous lives. Then if somebody suspect the life of the Buddha or some supernatural things of the Buddha, then he has to suspect the teachings of the Buddha too. So the person, the Buddha, who has taught such kind of different, such kind of superior teaching, have to be a super being or have to be a very different man. That's why we call this Mahapurusha, Mahasatta. So Buddha is a Mahasatta. Maha means sacred, or he has no limit. Then such a Buddha has such kind of different life and such kind of different activities in his life. Here, finally, we have some time to talk regarding these questions and regarding my sermon, to talk regarding my sermon. However, finally, I wish a world free of corona disease. And I like to transfer merit to the people, those who are joining to this sermon, especially Venerable Bhante Kirinde Dhammaratana Nayaka Thera, Dr. Kirinde Dhammaratana Nayaka Thera. Actually, we are very proud of him because he is a student of my teacher too. He studied in this Pirivena, this institute, when he was very young, before going to Malaysia. So I appreciate his activities and I wish him to have good health. And also to the participants, the devotees, those who have come to this Dhamma sermon, I wish to have long life and good health. May all the being be well and happy. Akasattaha cha bummattaha devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu loka sasanang. Akasattaha cha bummattaha devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanang. Akasattaha cha bummattaha devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu twang sada. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta.
Bhante, Abhayatissa,
Yes.
thank you for the very enlightening and insightful talk today. In fact, very interesting also when you touch on the 5 different controversies. In fact, we were running through the question and for the Q&A. Now it's the Q&A part. And actually, there are some other questions that is touching on other controversies. So,
Okay.
yeah. So we will open it. Just give me 1 second. Let me go through the questions. Okay, among the first one, hold on. Okay, one of the questions we will show here, Bhante, if you can see, they said, Bhante, Buddha should have a longer life, should have left or should have been longer on earth, to teach
Yeah.
the Dhamma.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
Buddha says, Venerable Ananda, kappangwa kappawa sesangwa. As a person who have fulfilled Buddhahood and the supernatural powers, he can stay kappa. Kappa means actually not a very long time. It is some time which a person can live. Normally, when the Buddha was born, the lifespan of a person was 100 years, a little more or little less. Vassa satangva appangva bhiyo. It is said Vassa satangva 100 years, appang less or bhiyo, a little further 100 years. So he had to live that extent. However, at that time, Mara has captured by Venerable Ananda has captured by Mara, and he did not invite Buddha to live 100 years or sometime. That's why Buddha passed. Buddha decided to pass away. Then, after taking the decision, Buddhas do not change it.
Okay, Bhante, that's a very good answer. And we have a number of questions. I think because particularly this topic tonight is very interesting. So the second one is from Brother Leong. And the question is, Bodhisattva Gautama's mother gave birth to Gautama from her armpit while she was standing up. Is it true? And from where in the Tipitaka was it mentioned?
Yeah, it is very, very good question. I said in Mahapadana Sutta, it is clearly said Bodhisattva Mata, the mother of Bodhisattva, gives birth to the Bodhisattva when she is standing. When she is standing right up. It is said Bodhisattva Mata Vijayati, Titava Bodhisattva Mata Vijayati. I met the Dhammata. You have to go to Diganikaya Mahapadana Sutta. There is a chapter called Bodhisattva Dhammata. So there is a line, I met the Dhammata, Bodhisattva Mata Vijayati, Titava Vijayati. When she is standing upright, she gives birth to the Bodhisattva. There in Attakatha it is also said, Bodhisattva Mata Only Bodhisattva Mata gives such kind of birth to the child. The others laying or sitting, giving birth to the child. And also in Jina Charita, you can see it is clearly mentioned. She went to Lumbini Sala Grove and handled the branch of Sala, that Sala tree, and gave the birth to the Bodhisattva. But recently I have seen one artist has done some painting. Bodhisattva Mata was laying down and giving birth. I don't know who gave his this idea. However, that is wrong. That's why I said Bodhisattva is a different being.
Okay, Bhante, we come to another question. This is by Eva Roots. They said, good evening. Bhante, are there any Buddhism books on reincarnation? Yeah. Yeah.
Are there any Buddhism books on
reincarnation?
yes, actually, there are a lot of secondary books which have written by many people. In I think what the Buddha taught, very famous book by Venerable Rahula, also rebirth or reincarnation, rebirth or punabhava. It is mentioned there, punabhava. There are a lot of articles published in internet too, and also many monks even in Sri Lanka. Venerable Mahanayaka Thera, Bellana Jnanamela Mahanayaka Thera has written a very good book, but it is in Sinhala. I don't know whether it has an English translation. And also Professor Y. Karunadasa has written a very good article. It is published in the internet. And many books and many articles you can find. However, reincarnation is a little bit wrong word, because we don't believe eternal soul. So we don't say there is a soul which is going life to life, like a bird going to cage. That is wrong. Vijnana is also some part of 5 aggregates. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Then Vijnana cannot survive alone. Then it is like going like a wave. Upadana Skandha Sanyuti. It is said Upadana Skandha Sanyuti. So it is a long discussion. If we have a time, we will discuss one day about the Panchakhanda and what is the Chuti and what is Patisandhi, what is going life to life. And if we say something is going life to life, that is also wrong. But how the karma connects with this, then these things should be discussed. However, rebirth is correct, but reincarnation it has something like soul idea. However, that question is very useful question. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Actually, if there is a sharing on that topic, because these terms are sometimes used interchangeably in incorrect manner. So you raise a good point. There is the term reincarnation. There's also the term rebirth. There's also the term transmigration. So if one day you are doing a sharing, we'll be interested. Yes.
Yes, I
Bhante, we
will.
go to the next question now. This one by another Facebook user. He said, good evening, Bhante. What happened to Devadatta? Is he still in hell? Oh, goodness. Okay, there is no returning back due to hurting the Buddha.
Yes, a very good question. Interesting. Actually, Devadatta at his final minute, he was with the Buddha. he came to see Buddha, but he didn't reach the Buddha. However, he apologized himself, and also he understood what he has done. Buddha proclaimed, Buddha said, one day after such a long period, he will be born again in human life and become Pacceka Buddha. He will attain Pacceka Buddhahood, and I think the name of the Buddha is Sattisara. He will become a Buddha called Sattisara and attain Nibbana. I have another question from your side. You have to answer from your side. Even Devadatta has a date to become Buddhahood or enlightened. Then one day, definitely he will complete, or he will complete this life cycle, life journey, and he will attain Nibbana. Do you have? Do I have? Do we have a certain date? No. Sometime we are looking at Devadatta and what he, the wrong things what he has done. But sometime we will attain Nibbana even after Devadatta. So Devadatta is luckier than us sometime. Why? He has a date to become, because he has done papakamma, sinful actions. Now he is suffering. One day he will come up. But we don't know, will we do such bad things and go to the hell at the time of Devadatta come up? Then we have to get ready, we have to fulfill, we have to practice the Dhamma, because Devadatta is only one person. There are a lot of persons, those who have the consciousness of Devadatta.
Okay, Bhante, we have another question by Brother Leong. He said the legend has it that Gautama started to walk immediately after, I think, after Gautama was born, or Prince Siddhartha was born, and the first 7 steps of Gautama was covered with lotus flowers. Is it true, or is it a make-up story to glorify the Bodhisattva?
Yes, that is also a good question. Actually, that time it is said clearly in the Tripitaka books, and mainly in the Buddha's the books in Buddha's character, which depict the Buddha's character. We can see he walked. That is also coming in Mahapadana, and also there are different type of people. Even today, some children, they be born and they sometimes do very difficult things even a grown person cannot do. And also, at the beginning I said he is a special person. This is his final life. He became Bodhisattva to the enlightenment. Aggo hamasmi lokassa, jetto hamasmi lokassa, setto hamasmi lokassa, ayam mantima jati natidani punabbav. He says, I am the sacred, this is my final birth. Normally, there are three events Bodhisattva talks at his birth. One is, Mahosada birth. There he talks at the after being born, and also he talks Vesantara life after few seconds of his birth, and also this life. Then, according to my point of view, my idea, these are not wrong or these are not false, because he was a person who has fulfilled lot of very much good qualities, and also this is a person who has become to be a Buddha. And also in Buddhism, it is clearly said not to say lie. It is clearly say what is good and bad. So the Mahatheras and the Buddha's disciples, do you think they say some lie? Then according to me, this should be some super, some miracle which happened in the Buddha's time. And also they are reported some people, those who talk after their birth, but they do not live long time. Only Bodhisattva lives long time after talking after few seconds of his birth. So he's a Mahasattva. He's a person who has fulfilled lot of fulfillments or paramitas. Then I think we should not suspect, because this is clearly mentioned in Tripitaka and other places which is depicted the Buddha's life.
Very good and clear explanation, Bhante. We have a few more very good questions, Bhante. If can, we ask all. We try and put it all up so that it's answered. Another next one is good evening, Bhante. Thank you so much. I think this is from Sister Shanti. Yeah. Why did the Buddha promise Mara that the Buddha will die after 3 months?
Why did the Buddha promise Mara that the Buddha will die after 3 months? Yes, the answer is he asked to die. He asked to Buddha to enter Mahaparinibbana. So Buddha, at the beginning, Mara invited after the enlightenment, when he was very young, Buddha was very young, Mara came to the Buddha. He said, now you have fulfilled your aim. Now you are a Buddha. No need to live. Then please please die. Please decide to pass away. Buddha says, no, I want to establish the sasana and my disciples become strong. They understand. When they able to preach Dhamma without any hesitation, then only I die. Then when he was 80, then when Buddha was 80, actually it was the time to die. Because he was 80. He says, Jajjara Sakatangya. I am just like decayed cart. Pitting me agila, my backside is painful. And Buddha had several diseases at that time. Then that was the Buddha's time to pass away. Actually, that is the time. But Buddha had to stay some more years. It is said, Dhyana Bandhana, with his jhana, he can stay some more time. But that is not natural. So he had to use his supernatural power to stay some more years. But when the Mara invite, Buddha clearly mentioned Ananda Thera, but Ananda did not understand that mention, that message, that he didn't invite. So Buddha promised to Mara to pass away in 3 months. That's how it happened.
Bhante, actually, you answered this in a manner that now I also understand better, because last time I also know when I read that actually, and from own knowledge and from attending all the other classes, Dhamma classes, it was explained that the Buddha can actually extend his life supernaturally because he got the certain powers, right? He's a supernatural being. He could, but like you rightly mentioned, probably is unnatural lah, to continue that. Yeah.
Yes.
So now we have another question. This is from Brother David. Bhante, how Tanha originated in living beings?
How Bhante? Yes, it is a very, very deep question, and we have to answer very widely, in very long sermon. You better go to Agganya Sutta. In Digha Nikaya, there is a sutta called Agganya Sutta. In Agganya Sutta, it is said how the man came to the world and what was how he became. Day by day his development and other things, and also in Buddhism it is not said go to the human world and human world to the God, because God-centered religions, Catholic, Hindu, Islam, they think the Creator God sent us to the world and they take us to back to their world. So it is a straight line from heaven to human world and human world to heaven. But according to the teaching of Buddha, this is not a straight line. This is a circle. Sansara Vatta. Vatta means chakka. Chakka means circle. So, do a circle has a edge or end? No, circle do not have an end. So we have to get rid of this samsara. So we cannot say this is the start and this is the beginning point. It is very clearly said by the Buddha. He says in Anamatagya Sangyutta Nikaya, Anutaggo yam bhikkhave pubba sansaro pubba koti napanyayati. The sansara, the life cycle is endless. We cannot find pubba koti. Pubba koti means beginning point. So if we can't find beginning point, if there is no beginning point, how we can find beginning point? Then no beginning point, then cannot find the beginning point.
Bhante, again, very clear explanation. Really, Bhante, I think you need to come back second time, a few more times to share more sharings. One more question, Bhante, very good, is that this is coming from, I think, Brother Victor. He said, Bhante, to get enlightenment, do we need to practice in the jungle? Buddha can easily request a palace to meditate those days for comfortable purpose.
Yes, actually, when he was Prince Siddhartha, before his renunciation, he had to stay in his palace with his wife and newborn child, and also other royal activities. That's why he left the home. Even today, somebody can practice meditation in their home if they are alone. But if you have your children and children's children, siblings and other people, then how can you engage with meditation. So to meditate, it is easy to find a place which is very calm and quiet. That's why Buddha says in Anoma Nadi Thera, Anoma river, we near the Anoma river bank, he says, Nadi cha Sandati, the river flows, Setaka Suppatitta, very beautiful area, Samanta cha Gocharagamu, the place to go to bowling round or begging ball round is very near, and also Vanasando, the jungle is also there. Then this is a very good place to a person who wants to meditate. So to meditate, he left his home. However, today in your life, you will not be able to sometime leave your home, even though find time, good time to meditate. And also time to time try to go to such places are there all over the world. There are good meditation centers, even in Sri Lanka, but in this corona period you cannot come. There are good meditation centers to stay, and they are free places. You should not pay for them. You should not pay for the accommodation. They are giving everything free. And in Myanmar also there are such kind of places. In other countries also, now the meditation is very popular among the people. So no need to go to jungle. Even today, only the monks or only the yogacharas who has taken good practice, they go to the jungle. Without getting practice, don't go to the practice, because the wheel already prepared. Then you have to use the wheel. Then Buddha understood, realized with lot of pain, but now he has understood it. He has realized it. He has introduced us. Then we have to practice what he has advised to us. So we should not start from the place where the Bodhisattva started. We should start from the place where the Buddha taught us.
Bhante, actually, I really learn a lot from all this Q&A. This is where we internalize even more Dhamma. Actually, I fully agree with what Bhante shared. And also, I'm not sure, Bhante, this is just another question on the side. From own experience, when we go to certain holy sites like the Mahabodhi temple or near the Bodh Gaya tree, where the Buddha received enlightenment, is it correct and true that meditating there, the energy is a bit different? And also, sometimes we go to a certain meditation center, we meditate as a group, the collective energy is different. Somehow can meditate better, but when sometimes meditate alone at home with so much of distraction, cannot go deeper lah. So Bhante, is there such a thing like a different energy level in different place, collective, everyone meditate together versus meditating at home? Is there a difference?
Yeah, actually, energy is within you. You have the energy. So you cannot collect energy from place to place. And also, I have to say, in Sri Lanka, there are some stupid people. They think Buddha was born in Sri Lanka. There are such kind of idea too. Then they think actually these people are misled by very bad people, those who have come to the dispensation nearly, and there are such kind of ideas, but I reject that idea, and I don't like to talk about here. Your question is very good. If you go to the Bodh Gaya or some such kind of place, there is a vibration. That vibration helps you to concentrate your mind and cultivate your mind. That is very important. Even though everybody don't have a chance to go there. Actually, according to the Buddha's teaching, it must be Vyamamatte kalebare sasanyimmi samanake. Lokancha panyapemi, loka samudayancha panyapemi, loka nirodhancha panyapemi, loka nirodhagamini, patipadancha panyapemi. In this body, loka, world is in this body, loka samudaya, the beginning of this world is in your body, loka nirodha, the nirodha or nibbana or enlightenment is in your these five aggregates, and also Lok Nirodhi Gamini Patipadancha. The path to liberation is also within you. So within you, the world and Nibbana within you. So we have to understand we are inside, we are burning with defilements. Raga, dosa, moha. They are called Agni. Agni means fire. So we are fired. We have fire within us. What is that fire? That is raga, dosa, moha, defilements. So we have to blow out. We have to get rid of this fire. How we have to do? We have to see ourselves. In Sabbasa Sutta, you can say, Dassana Pahatab, you have to look at yourself. Then when you see the anger, when you see lust, when you see jealousy, then you understand these are the problems to, these are the barriers to enter Nibbana. So you attack with them, not attack with the outside people. We sometimes say, you don't give me a chance to go to the temple or meditation center to meditate. Sometimes some people quarrel in the home because they don't have time to go to such places. But without quarreling, you try to deal with those defilements which are coming when they are not giving you the chance. Then always you are in a meditation center if you mindfully, wisely look at you.
Bhante, you raise a good point lah. Sometimes we are easily distracted by the world outside, but the biggest thing that we need to manage is actually the internal universe, the world inside us. Thank you, Bhante, for that realization. And Bhante, we entertain one last question. This one is from the Facebook user. He said, why Venerable Arahant attain Nibbana very late? So this is a very vague question. I think maybe it could imply, or maybe the person is trying to ask why the Buddha took such a long time to reach Nibbana when he could probably reach it earlier, like, you know,
Why
some of the younger
Venerable Arahant, no, Venerable Anand attain Nibbana very late.
or maybe
I think
Venerable
Venerable
Ananda.
Anand,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, Venerable Anand was the Dharma Bhandagarika. He was the treasurer of Dhamma. Treasurer. If Venerable Anand became an Arahant at the beginning, he will not collect all this Dhamma to the future. He had a different type of duty. When he became the assistant of the Buddha, main assistant of the Buddha, he asked to Buddha, preach all the sermons which Buddha preached somewhere not at present of him. When he absent, Buddha preached sermon, but Buddha has to repeat it to Venerable Ananda because he wanted to collect all the teachings for the future. And also, he had a lot of duties. Then at the end, Buddha says, Ananda is very wise. Ananda will become an arahant after my demise, after my parinibbana. Actually, after 3 months of Venerable after 3 months of the Buddha's demise, at the first council day, Venerable Anand became arahantship. He is the monk who has entered to the arahantship without sitting, standing, walking, or sleeping, because he tried to sleep, his 2 feet up and his head did not go to the pillow. At that, in between that, at that time, he became arahant. And also, Venerable Anand had very good reputation among the monks, because he is the person who collected all the Dhamma. In every sutras, you can see evam me sutang ekam samayam bhagava. That part is Venerable Ananda's part, because he says evam me sutang, I heard thus. Ekam samayam bhagava. The Buddha in one period lived in such and such place. Then he preached this sermon. See, and then if Venerable Anand became an arahant at the beginning, sometime we don't have this Dhamma, we don't have this Dhamma collection, because arahants don't need to collect and protect sometimes those things. However, I can't say that. Clearly, I can't say that, because many arahants protected Dhamma. However, Venerable Ananda's duty was to protect Buddha and protect Dhamma. Then Venerable Ananda was like, private secretary of Buddha.
Thank you, Bhante, so much for this very, very insightful sharing. I remember in one, I'm not sure where I read it or where I learned about it, but I remember that Venerable Ananda did request from the Buddha that every time he did a Dhamma sharing, to also relay it back to Venerable Ananda.
Yeah.
He has a very good memory to actually capture every single point.
He had very good memory, and also, sister, we have to understand, if he became an arahant, he had to be as arahant, because Buddha did not use an arahant for his assistance. Because he brought water, he did washing his robes, and closing the doors, and all the activities done by him. So even in your office, if a person take a degree, then don't give him the broom to sweep. See, that is not good. Then I think that was not good. So that's why he became arahant after the Buddha's demise.
I think there is a place and time for everything, and it all falls into place.
Yes.
So Bhante, this is a very, very good sharing. However, we already come to the end of today's Dhamma sharing. And just now, you already conducted the Anumodana. Hence, Bhante, we just want to express our gratitude, appreciation, and thank yous for the very, very insightful sharing and talk today. Also, to all the sponsors for this Dhamma sharing, and for all the viewers who have listened in tonight and participated in the Q&A. Thank you so much. Just a quick reminder, if you can, participate in the BMV Dhamma Dana YouTube. Be a subscriber, and you will get this video in no time. Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, we look forward if you can share again next round.
Thank you.
Many, yeah.
May you be well, may you be happy, may your upward path be smooth, sure, and steady. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.